Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. We shall start with our first participant, which is Jordan Leach from Bangkok. Hi, Jordan.
Good evening, Tanajan. Very nice to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. Did you get any rain this evening in Bangkok?
Yes, it's still raining right now. Lots of rain.
Yeah, we just finished ours.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. Well, I don't have a question tonight, but I feel like my practice is going well still, and I feel like I understand how to practice so far. Thanks to your guidance.
Yes, just watch your mind and see how your mind is. If your mind happy, peaceful, and calm, then you are in the right direction. But if your mind becomes restless, agitated, stressful, then your mind is going in the wrong direction. It's being driven by your defilement.
Okay.
So you need to use Dhamma, mindfulness, wisdom to curb, to calm the mind. So it's important that you keep practicing mindfulness and wisdom. So when you need to use it, then you can use it effectively. If you don't practice beforehand, when you need to use it, you might not be able to use it effectively. To curb your defilements, to calm your mind, to bring your mind back to normality. So keep practicing mindfulness all the time, regardless of whether you're happy or not. Whether this is considered to be your refuge, really. Your mindfulness is your refuge. You can use mindfulness to get rid of all your discomfort, mental discomfort, anxiety, worry, restlessness, agitation, fear, all sort of things. Okay. You plan to come to Kaohsiung?
Yes, thank you, Tanajan, for that wonderful practice advice. I plan to come back to Kaohsiung on May 30th for a few days.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
come as much as possible. Try to take a meditation retreat as much as possible. Get away from the city, the distractions of the sensual objects. Yeah, the Buddha said they are like fire. They will burn your mind, burn your heart. With greed, with hate, with delusion. Seek the quiet of the forest, the mountain, to help calm your mind.
Okay. Last week, I think you said that you compared those sensual objects like a fire or like a poisonous snake as well.
Yes.
To be avoided. And, even in the city, I find I mostly just want to go to the park and meditate. So, but it's nice to get away from the city and practice somewhere in an environment where other people are practicing. A place that's dedicated to Dhamma practice. So I look forward to visiting again.
Okay, good. No question today?
No question today. Thank you, Tanajan.
Okay, maybe later if you have any.
Okay.
Okay, Dr. Alvin from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Namaskar, Ajahn. I don't have question today as well. We are celebrating Wesak tomorrow in Malaysia. Is Thailand celebrating as well, Ajahn?
Yes, tomorrow,
Tomorrow as well.
on the full moon day of the 6th month of the lunar calendar.
Right. Because some like last year, I don't think it was the same Wesak day, but this year, oh, okay.
Well, some years we have 13 lunar months, so we have to push one away. Instead of the 6th month, we celebrate on the 7th month instead.
I see. Okay.
If any year we have 12 months, then we celebrate on the 6th month. But if any year we have 13 lunar month, lunar full moon, let's put it that way, then we celebrate on the 7th. We move on. Every so often you have to adjust the calendar, because if not, then visa can become earlier and earlier.
Yes. Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do for your celebration?
Oh, I usually will bring my children to the Buddhist society. I think it's more of Ajahn Chah lineage society around near my house, and they will go and do some charity work over there. Yeah. So I'll be there as well.
Yeah, practice charity, morality, and meditation.
Yeah, yeah. But normally, we don't have time to do meditation. We just sometimes we just go and help out. But not tomorrow for me. It's just my children. They'll be going there. I'll be taking them there.
Yes, for the majority of Buddhists, they only do charity, and they skip morality and meditation.
Yeah. I think Dana is the easiest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But-
time and also giving donation money. I think that's probably the easiest. Donation is probably the easiest. Time is a bit harder because you have to plan.
Well, it's better than nothing, I guess. But ideally, you should move up to morality and also meditation to reap the full benefit from your practice.
Yeah.
Okay,
So happy Wesak.
I'll go to Kok Seng from Singapore.
Good evening, Prajan. Just to update you, I've just completed a 3-day retreat by Ajahn King at Wat Yannasangwararam. And when I collect my lunch during the retreat, so I was reflecting that I'm able to have this free lunch, which is very nutritious and with a lot of variety, all because the Buddha has established the Pindabata and the lay community. They sponsor all this food, and yes, and therefore I have this free lunch. And also I think the important thing is that the Sangha, the Noble Sangha, they have uphold and the legacy of a Buddha, and that's why the lay communities is supported. So I'm grateful for Lord Buddha and also for all the Sanghas who have upheld the Buddha's teachings that I have the free food. Yeah, so I'm grateful for that. And yeah, Prajan, this evening I'd like to ask about the questions which I asked last week about the 5 cleaning aggregates, and you give the example of seeing a garbage and it's an unpleasant feeling, and you advise that if I do not have the jhana, then I should use rationality like compassion, loving kindness and compassion. So for example, the garbage in my house kitchen, so if I see that the garbage nobody has bother to throw the garbage outside the house, then our compassion, I will just bring the garbage and throw it outside the house. So so I will apply this using compassion, so that there's no dukkha, and I do not feel that the garbage is an unpleasant feeling. Yeah, this is my reflection of your advice that you gave me last week.
Okay. So how do you feel? How did you feel after you have done that?
I actually feel that nobody, my family members, nobody bothered to throw garbage, so I will just do it. It's okay, because some of them, they may feel that, oh, garbage is dirty, they don't want to touch it. So for me, I don't mind. I mean, I don't mind the so-called the dirtiness of the garbage and so on. So I'll just do it. Yeah. Then for Prajan, I was also reflecting that for unpleasant feelings is easy for me to catch the thing, because it's something that's unpleasant. It's a dukkha. But when it comes to when the mind's eye organ sees something that is pleasant, for example, food. For example, one of my favorite food, the steamed white chicken. Then when I see it, my mind will have that cleaning that, oh, I'm going to take that white chicken later. So my question is, how do I this is what the five khandhas that is working. So how do I react when it is a pleasant feeling arises? Something which one of my favorite food.
Well, you have to reflect on the impermanence of the food that you look at. That it's not going to look pleasant all the time. If you leave it for a few hours, it can become rotten. Then you don't want to eat that food anymore. Or when the food enters your body, it becomes dirty. As soon as you get it out of your mouth, like when you're chewing the food and you say, oh, I want to see how this food looks like, you spit it out. And can you then put it back in your mouth again or not? So you have to see the whole process of food, not just on the plate. The plate travel from the food, from the plate to into your mouth, into your stomach, into your intestines, and then eventually it comes out. When it comes out, then you no longer see it as pleasant anymore. But it's just exactly the same thing that you ate, the thing you saw in the plate. But now once it comes out in your toilet bowl, then you have aversion for it right away. So
Yes.
in order to get rid of your attraction for the pleasant, you have to look at the opposite side of it. Reflect on the opposite side. There's always two sides to the same coin.
Okay. So my question is, let's say in the I mean, when I'm for example in the monastery, so when the food is all laid out on the table, so do I take the so-called let's say the steamed white chicken, or do I not take the chicken?
Well, if you want to eat just for your body, then and not for enjoyment or pleasure, then you just choose some other thing. The body doesn't care what you feed it, and you're not the one who is eating the food anyway, right? It's your body that's eating the food. You're just feeding your body. You're the mind. So you're not eating the food. So why try to enjoy the food? Because if you enjoy, you become attached to it, and then you will crave for it the next time. And when you cannot get what you crave for, then you can get dukkha afterwards. See, the goal is to get rid of our cravings for things. And in order to stop our cravings, we have to see the unpleasant side of things.
Okay. So as long as when I partake of the food, which is spread out, sponsored by the lay devotees, then as long as my mind tells me that, oh, this is just for my body and I'm not taking it out of pressure, out of sensuous pressures to enjoy it, then it's okay to partake of the food as part of my lunch meal.
Well, the way to prove that you're not enjoying it is to mix everything on the plate or on a bowl. Everything that you're gonna put in your stomach, mix it in the bowl first. Everything, including sweet and everything that goes into your stomach. You mix it all up first, and eat like a dog food. You know, in Thailand we mix leftover food and then we feed it to the dog. We call it dog food.
Yeah, over here they call it rujak, meaning they mix all the food together. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Because eventually it's going to be mixed in your stomach, right?
You will all mix.
So you don't have to separate the dessert from the soup or from just put everything together, mix them all up, and make it like a one dish. And then just eat it, not for enjoyment, but just to feed the body, to get rid of the hunger of the body. The Buddha said before you eat, you should contemplate that you're not eating for pleasure. You're not eating for enjoyment. You're eating just to get rid of the hunger of the body and maintain the body so you can use the body to continue on with your holy life practice.
Okay. Yeah. Tomorrow, Vesak Day, I'll be taking the 8 precepts at Wat Yannasangwararam early in the morning. Yeah.
Good.
Going for.
You should also practice mindfulness all day long.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, just to update Prajan, I met Pra Iway at Wat Yannasangwararam also last week. Yeah.
Yes, he is from Wat Yan, but he is now spending more time outside of Wat Yan. He likes to practice in the forest in the northern part of Thailand, but he occasionally come back to visit us at Wat Yan.
And yeah, and also in my conversation, it happens to find that we were actually in the same university during the first year of engineering. Yeah,
Okay.
but we know each other. Yeah.
All right, is that all?
That's all. Thank you, Prajan.
Okay, I'll go next to Anura and Ramya from New Zealand. Hi, go ahead and speak. I cannot hear you. Can you speak?
Can you hear us now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, good evening, Ajahn. So I have a question. So listen to one of the, I think Luan Tam was Dhamma sermon, or I can't remember where, but it says during the meditation, the observer and the object would become one. So could you please explain the meaning of that?
The observer and the observed becomes one.
Yeah, object and the observer become one. So it's all about getting into deep samadhi?
Yes, when the mind becomes concentrated, and then the object of meditation will disappear from the mind, and all that is left is just a knowing. Sometimes they call it convergence. of the object of and the observer. But all that is left is just the mind, the knowing, and a feeling of peace and equanimity or contentment. That's when your sankhara, your sankhara mental aggregate stop functioning temporarily, stop working temporarily. The mind becomes still. It's not to worry so much about the description really. It just give you an indication what you will experience if you meditate and you achieve jhana. That's what it will feel like. So concentrate more on your mindfulness and stop thinking about it. Stop thinking about jhana. Stop thinking about the result that you'll get when you practice. Because if you keep thinking, you'll never get there.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Anand. So
Okay.
just let you know that this weekend Ajahn Vimoko is in Christchurch, so we attending 2-day retreat with Ajahn Vimoko.
Where is he from? It's Thailand?
It's Thailand, yeah. He's
Is-
more into, yeah.
Is he staying in New Zealand or he just visiting?
I think he's visiting. He's now in doing a Dhamma tour in Australia, so he's
Uh-huh.
coming to New Zealand as well for a couple of days. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, thank you, Tangajan. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you.
Ramya, no question.
Yes, we are looking for the retreat this weekend, Ajahn.
You can do it now in your home.
Yeah, we are doing it, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You
no
can do it.
disturb.
Anytime you practice mindfulness, you are in a retreat.
Yeah, we practice at
Even if
home.
you go to the retreat and you don't practice mindfulness, then you're not in a retreat anyway.
True.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your defilement keeps fooling you, fooling you to not practice now and say wait until tomorrow when you get to
Something,
the
yeah.
retreat. And when you get to the retreat, there will probably be some other excuses not to do the retreat, not to do the mindfulness practice. So from the practical sense of the word, you are in a retreat when you're practicing mindfulness, when you're controlling your thought, when you're stopping your thoughts, then you're in a retreat. Regardless of where you are practicing mindfulness. This is the most important Dhamma. The Buddha compared that mindfulness is like the footprint of an elephant. It's much bigger than all the footprints of all the animals in the forest. It's the biggest. That's the most important Dhamma. Because without mindfulness, you cannot get to jhana, you cannot get to wisdom. Real wisdom that can eliminate your defilement. So concentrate on developing mindfulness all the time, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Tangajan. Thank you.
Okay. Nining from Indonesia.
Yeah, good evening, Dhamma-chan. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, very perfectly.
Yeah, Ajahn, I want to ask a question. What is the meaning? What is the meaning of no need to do any rituals if one sees the Four Noble Truths? Is chanting also including the ritual mentioned in that statement?
Rituals?
Yes, ritual.
I'm not sure who said this.
It's about question and answer in the Facebook from Ajahn.
Or for myself.
Yes, because Ajahn said that no need to do any ritual if one sees the Four Noble Truths. So the question is chanting including the ritual? Chanting?
No, chanting is a mindfulness practice.
Oh,
Before you can see the Four Noble Truths, you have to have mindfulness first. You have to calm your mind into jhana. Then you can see the Noble Truth inside your mind. Not in the textbook, but inside your mind. The real Four Noble Truths is in your mind. But you will not be able to see it if your mind is not calm. So you need to practice mindfulness.
Because ritual in Indonesian translated as like ceremony like that.
Yes, like when you give dana, you have to chant, you have to do this. These are rituals. But if you chant for mindfulness, this is different.
Oh, I see. So the next question is, for more than 10 years, I do the Amisa Puja for my monastery. So every time we celebrate the Wesak, Katina, Asada, and Maga Puja, I buy the flowers with my own money, and then I do the arrangement for altar. And then after almost 15 years, like now, I feel that it's enough for me, because I want to upgrade my merit, and then I want to delegate this job to my friend, but no one in the monastery accept this responsibility. So I just quiet. I mean, I want Ajahn give me advice about my condition.
Well, what happened if you die today?
What, Ajahn?
What if you die today? What happened? What will happen if you die today? Somebody will take over your job when you die, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
if I die,
just think that you are dead.
mm,
Pretend you are dead.
yeah, but is it bad karma if we just I don't want to do it because I want somebody to do it for regeneration. So if I just let it, is it bad karma for me?
No, if you want to do meditation and you want to stop doing this flower arrangement, this is good karma. You're moving up your practice from dana level to pavana level. But wanting other people to take over your job, this is defilement. You should not have any desire for people to take over your job. Just leave the job and let people decide for themselves whether they want to take your job or not. Then you will have no dukkha, worrying about who's gonna take over your job. Let go. This is the way of letting go. You are attached to your flower arrangement work, so you still cannot let go.
Oh, I see. I understand, Ajahn. So if we let go something, but we do the more
something better, then it's good karma. But if you let go and then you go on a holiday, then this is not good.
Yeah.
So it depends what you will do next after you not doing the flower arrangement.
Yeah.
If you go meditate, then this is good, better karma than doing flower arrangement. But if you go on a holiday or go into watching movies and YouTube, then this is not good. Better do flower arrangement.
Yeah. And then Ajahn, I start my practice always. If I close my eyes, I can see my nimitta. And then if the nimitta is not bright enough, so I do the metta bhavana. I do the loving kindness meditation. After I feel enough, so I back to my breath, and then not too long, I can see my breath nimitta. So is it okay if I always start my meditation by seeing my nimitta?
What do you mean by nimitta? What do you
Yeah,
see?
I see that light.
You don't want to see nimitta if you use breath. If you use anapanasati, you want to see your breath. Don't worry about the nimitta.
So I always have to start my meditation by watching my breath.
That's what you want. That's one way of meditating, is using your breath. Some people might use mantra like Bhutto, Bhutto.
Because after watching my I mean, if I keep my attention to my breath, so I will see my nimitta. So I just think, why don't I?
You just ignore the nimitta. Don't pay attention to it. Just keep watching your breath. If you're using your breath, then just keep watching your breath. Don't be distracted by anything that appears in your mind.
Thank you, because I think that I can skip that. I can skip that step, so I directly see my nimitta, and then I stay in my equanimity like that.
Well, I don't know what kind of equanimity you have, so if you think this is equanimity, this is jhana for you, then it's okay.
The equanimity is, while I can see my nimitta, I can fully pay attention to my breath.
Well, if you're still watching your breath, then you haven't yet got to equanimity yet. You have to get into emptiness when there's nothing left. It's just the knower, knowing. Then that's a real equanimity. But if you still see nimitta, then you're still not there yet.
But I think I ever reached that emptiness. But at that time, I feel that what happened to my breath? I lost my breath, and then
when you enter into emptiness, you lose everything, your breath, everything. Your body even sometimes disappear from your awareness. All you have there is just knowing.
And what should I do in that step?
You'll know what to do when you get there.
Oh, I see. So I think I haven't been there.
Like once you get to heaven, you don't want to come out of heaven. You want to stay in heaven for as long as possible. And that's what it's like when you get into jhana. It's like heaven.
Oh, I see.
Once you're in heaven, you don't want to come back down to earth, right? You want to stay in heaven for as long as possible.
Yeah.
But if you haven't got there yet, you don't know. But once you get there, then you know, oh, this is where I want to be all the time. No place else.
I can understand, because now all I want to do is only meditation also, because I think I haven't reached that high level, but I just feel happy and happy and happy.
Yeah, you're reaching the heaven step by step, gradually, but not yet fully heaven.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Professor Ken from Bio, Switzerland.
Good afternoon, Ajahn.
How are you teaching today?
No, I've been off sick a few days now. The COVID has finally caught up with me.
I see.
So
severe?
No, moderate. It's now in recovery, so it's okay.
How long it takes for you to recover?
It's almost a week now, and
yeah, I noticed you weren't here last week with us.
I was
just starting.
Just starting then, yeah, but it's better now. So ironically, it was last week I had a couple of academic guests from Thailand, and one of those brought it to me.
I see.
A Thai version.
You can use the experience as a test of your Dhamma practice, how your mind reacts to such a condition.
Yeah, when I got the test positive, I was quite neutral about it. I just realized I could enjoy spending a few days quietly at home. So it was fine.
It's just dukkha vedana, just painful feeling.
Yeah. So that was my experience of the past week.
Yeah, and you cannot do anything to get rid of it. It's just there.
No, just wait.
It's like the weather. You just have to wait for it to blow over.
Yeah.
In the meantime, you should remain calm and peaceful, and not being disturbed by the condition.
Yeah. So it's been a peaceful, quiet time. So that's the positive side.
Good.
Apart from that, Ajahn, no questions today. Thank you.
Okay. Well, you have full recovery soon.
Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. I'll go to tricycle. Mike, I think, if I remember your name now, from New York.
Yes, it is Mike. Good evening, Ajahn. I'm so happy to be on the call again today. I was, listening to a talk about Dogen reaching enlightenment, and it was very interesting. And I was curious, in Ajah's opinion, is it okay to seek out Dharma talks from other lineages, like Zen Buddhism, for instance, or is in Ajah's experience, is it only the forest tradition that you pay attention to the teachings of?
As long as they don't contradict each other. If they're teaching the same thing, then it's okay. But if they start to contradict, then it can be a problem for you. Which one you want to decide to take, to follow. So sometimes different tradition might have different ways of getting to enlightenment. Even in the forest tradition, sometimes some teacher might use mantra, some teacher might use anapanasati, mindfulness of breathing, for instance. But at least this is the practice of mindfulness. So as long as you can evaluate on yourself whether they're talking about what kind of practice, mindfulness or wisdom. And they might be slightly different, but it's just the way to samadhi can be many different ways.
I was also curious in this talk, Dogen was referring to when Dogen achieved enlightenment, or the speaker was, and he mentioned it as sights and sounds and the physical world, just kind of falling away. And I was curious, with your time studying with Mahabua, if he had ever, talked about what he had encountered, or any kind of images to have in mind that would aid the practice of achieving that level of contemplation and meditation.
Well, I can't remember. He might have said something about his experience, but I just forgot or haven't thought about it. But the main goal is to get rid of your cravings. Really, that's more. You should be focused on not the consequence of having gotten rid of your cravings. Then your mind might experience something phenomenal, something unusual, which I hear many teachers say the same thing, that when they finally reach that final stage, it's like a world-shattering experience. So, but that's just experience. But what you want to get rid of are your cravings, really. So focus more on that than on on what happened after that, after you have finally got rid of your last craving. But because it can be different from one practitioner to another. So.
Thank you so much, Tanajan, and happy Vesak to you.
Okay, so don't worry about these experiences. Worry about how to get rid of your cravings, and you need jhana and also being able to see the three characteristics of existence. This is more important to focus on. Okay. All right, next we'll go to Marin County, California. Mevan.
Ajahn, I have a question. Will mindfulness decline with aging, or would the practitioner still able to be mindful?
No, mindfulness is in the mind, not in the body. So it doesn't decline with age. It declines only when you're not developing it, when you're not maintaining it. So you have to keep maintaining, developing it to the point where it will no longer decline.
So people with dementia can still have mindfulness.
No, it means they don't have mindfulness. That's the reason for them dementia.
Oh, okay. The other way around. Okay.
Yeah, if you have mindfulness, you will not have no dementia. Look at all the teachers. They're sometimes 90 years old and they still can remember practically everything.
Okay. I see. Another question is that in Buddhism is there a talk of like ego? Is it equivalent to having a sense of self in Buddhism?
Ego?
Ego, yeah, like have a big ego. Would that mean like we have a like
you have conceit? The big ego means you have conceit. It's the same thing as a glorify of yourself.
Okay.
In Buddhism, we try to suppress this self by acting humility, acting humbly. Be humble. This is the way to suppress your ego, yourself, which is not real. It's just a delusional product of the mind. But can cause the mind a lot of stress and anxiety or suffering. So it's better not to have a self in the mind. Because the mind is not a self, the mind is a knowing element.
So if I still like, oh, I want to experience this, I want to experience that, that is a sense of self, right?
That's right. Especially when you couple with your craving. I want to do this, I want to get that, and so forth. Yeah, this is usually the delusion of a self, which push you to have cravings for things.
Thank you.
When you meditate and when your mind becomes still, then the sense of a self will temporarily disappear, because the creator of the self stop working temporarily, which are your thoughts. And you can start to understand what the truth about no self. When you get to a stage where there's no self for you to experience. That's why mindfulness meditation is very important, to get you to the point of emptiness, empty of everything, except the knowing or the knower, which is the mind, the knowing element. Okay. So don't forget your main goal is to practice mindfulness and meditation. Everything else are just incidental knowledge to support your practice. That's all.
Concepts.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next, Celia from Peru.
Good evening, Ajahn. I don't have questions today. Hope Tanajan is well and healthy.
Yes, thank you. I'm well, but my body, I don't know. I cannot control my body.
Yeah, exactly.
But
You never know what's happening inside.
I can control my mind. I can keep my mind well, but I cannot always control my body.
That's true. It's good to remember always.
And that's the most important thing is your mind. If your mind is well, then everything will be fine. Even though they might be rotting or they might be sickening, getting sick or something, it won't bother the mind if the mind is well. So look after the mind more than looking after everything else.
With mindfulness and meditation.
Yes, mindfulness and wisdom. Anicca, dukkha, anatta. Okay.
Okay.
You're still
Thank you,
looking after
Tanajan.
your mother?
I'm still looking after my mother, yes.
Okay.
She's doing well.
And you are more or less not as restless as before looking after her.
Yeah, things have become more equilibrated with her. Things are going quite well. Yeah, so now I have more time to just focus on my mind.
Okay, good. You should be happy looking after her, not
Yes,
angry
now I'm very
looking
happy.
after her. People get angry because they want the person that you look after to do what you want them to do, want that person to do. When they don't do it, then you get angry.
I was like that actually. The first years, it was very difficult, very difficult. But yeah, I mean, Buddhism helped a lot.
Okay, good.
Okay, thank you very much,
Equanimity is
Tanajan.
letting go. All right. Go to
Okay,
Sao
thank you,
Paulo.
Tanajan.
You're welcome. Hi, Alfredo from Sao Paulo.
Abante.
How are you?
Okay, fine. Yesterday, I went to do a exam, a colonoscopy.
Yes.
Do you know?
Yes.
Colonoscopy.
Yeah. The colon.
Intestine.
Yeah. And if
Yes, colon, yes.
they find anything?
The doctor not do the exam, Bante. They say that my saturation is 92. Is low saturation. The saturation is the level of oxygen in body. My level of oxygen in body is low because I have a bronchitis.
Bronchitis.
Yes, asthma.
Okay.
Então, I don't do the exam, but
How do you feel? How do you feel about it though? Are you okay?
oh,
Happy?
sad, né, Bante? Sad. It's a difficult exam, and the doctor not do. They know that is danger because in exam have we sleep in exam, né, but we have anesthesia.
Yes.
Então it's very dangerous to low saturation, low oxygen in body.
Yeah, you might not wake up, so they don't want to take a chance.
Yes. In Dhamma is good, but I try to not
worry,
to not leave the sensual pressure. I try. I have to my functions, but I have to nibida, né? To fasted, né?
Just
it's
be
difficult,
calm,
but
be calm, not worry, not anxious.
Yes.
Do whatever you can.
Yes.
If you cannot do, then just let it be.
Yes.
Okay.
I think is other kind of life, but because other peoples have to work, have to do things, have to do sex, have to do a lot of things on the life, né? But the normal things. Yes. I think
we have different karma. So
yes, different karma.
Our life is different. Some are better than others.
Yes.
But the same thing is we all get sick and die.
Yes. The same have the same this time, but the that. What Buddha say to people to practice Dhamma? Buddha say that is dangerous, but
what is dangerous?
The life. Buddha say to peoples,
yeah,
the life is danger.
Life is suffering. See? Birth
Life
is suffering. With
Yes.
birth, you get aging, sickness, and death.
Yes.
So it's better to stop birth, stop rebirth. There never be no
Yes.
aging, sickness, and death afterwards. So make this your last life, last birth.
Yes.
By letting
Yes.
go of your attachment to this body.
Yes.
By stopping
Yes.
using the body for sensual pleasures.
Yes.
Then you won't need to have a new body when you lose this
Yes.
body.
Yes.
So stop all sensual pleasures by keeping the 8 precepts.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, but it's different life, but it's normal too, né? But it's not it's not in Brazil. We say seven heads, né? Is no, it's normal, né? But normal life, né?
You mean to have sensual pleasures?
No sensual pleasures.
Mm.
Is normal too, né? But the peoples have the monks are different. The monks are different peoples, but it's normal, né? But samsara is normal for all kinds of life, né? But
For those who still have sensual cravings, then they have to come back to samsara. For those without sensual cravings, then they don't have to come back.
Yes.
Okay.
I think meditation is a normal life, but it's not different. The other peoples have a good desires, big desires, but not big desires. It's normal too, né? But it's not a problem.
Well, it depends what kind of desire you have. If your desire for practice Dhamma, then this is good desire. But you have desire to live long, not to get old, get sick, then this is bad desire. Because it can cost you.
Chanda.
Yeah.
Chanda practice.
Chanta.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, Bhante.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank
Next, go to Philip from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajahn. Wishing you well. Happy Vesak Day also.
Okay.
I have a just observation. I've noticed that when I'm facing like difficult tribulations in life or any difficulties and things like that, I've noticed that the sitting meditation or the meditation periods becomes calmer. It may not be faster. It may be calmer, deeper, and quieter. I mean, maybe it's because I can see the difference between the extreme part of it. That's just what I noticed. I mean, in normal days where things are just constant, it's just like normal things. But when there are difficulties, I can see the difference a lot during the sitting.
Well, because when you have bad situation, it forces you to be more mindful, forces you to use more wisdom to cope with the bad situation. And if you have pleasant situation, then you don't have to do any mindfulness or wisdom. So when you meditate, you find it harder to get it to calm.
So it's like your story about the monk who saw the tiger, right? So it's quite similar. So I have to find my own tiger.
That's
in order
right.
to-
You have to find your unpleasant situation to stimulate your practice of mindfulness and wisdom.
Yeah.
If
So
you
the
live
more-
if you live in your comfort zone, then there's no need for you to do any mindfulness or wisdom, because there's no dukkha. See? So sometimes you might have to have condition that can create dukkha for you. Then you must find a way to deal with this dukkha. So you use mindfulness and wisdom to deal with it. That's why monks have to live rough, Monks live rough and live like a homeless person. And usually wandering in the forest also. And these are not good comfort zone, they are unpleasant zone to be in. But this forces the mind to use mindfulness and wisdom to adapt to the condition.
Yes.
So you can try by eating just don't eat after midday. This is one way of creating discomfort for your mind, and see how you can cope with it or not.
Ajahn, I mean, initially, I mean, I did it. I did it. It was discomfort, and then yes, the meditation. But after a while, it becomes, yeah, it becomes in a comfort zone again.
Well, you have to increase the discomfort by maybe not eating all day. Skip eating, fast for one day.
Okay.
You have to keep increasing the discomfort zone.
Or go into the forest, right, to meditate.
Yeah, go outside your comfort zone. Live somewhere where you don't have all the amenities that you normally have.
Okay.
Like maybe go and stay in the monastery for a few days.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. The monastery. Yeah, it's actually quite comfortable in today's terms.
You have to look for the not comfortable monastery, like Khao is not comfortable.
Okay.
We don't have electricity or running water. You just have a platform and a walking path. And in the forest, alone by yourself, surrounded by wild animals. Then you have to be really mindful, really careful every time you walk, especially at night.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Okay. Good. At least you get the point, right? It's just a matter whether doing it or not, that's the problem.
Yes.
Force yourself out of the comfort zone.
Yes. I just noticed that when there's more difficulties, the mind tends to be sharper. The meditation tends to be quieter, or the mind tends to be quieter.
Right, because you want to maintain your sanity, so you need to have more mindfulness.
Yes.
Okay. All right, next. Aparachita from Dubai.
Good evening, Ajahn, and my reverence for Vesa. Just want to convey that.
Okay. Any question?
Yes, I think for once, I have a clear question. So I wanted to start working a little bit with the 32 parts. And so I picked the first 5. My question to you is, when I use it as a contemplation, should I just maybe recite the names? It would be just circling them. Or since it's an asubha, like I was trying, like if I think of hair and I think all the hair that's accumulated, in the drain or something, look at it as an image. And likewise, different parts, just those 5, and keep going over it, something like that? Or how would you advise me to contemplate those 5 first body parts?
Well, the thing is to, when you contemplate the body parts, you just like studying the truth of the body. We usually don't see a complete picture of the body. We only see the 5 parts, the external part. We don't see the internal part, which is being wrapped up by the skin and flesh. So in truth, you want to go deeper, not just the 5 parts. You want to go under the skin to dispel the beauty concept, the beauty perception of body. Because when you see a body being attractive, good looking, it can cause you to have sexual desire. And this will be a problem for your mind. So you want the goal when we contemplate the 32 part is to get rid of our sexual desire. So whenever we see an attractive or good-looking body, we have to think of the other parts of the body that we don't see hidden under the skin, so that we can then have a balanced view of the body, both the pleasant and the unpleasant part of the body. Then your mind will then become neutral, neither attracted nor repulsed by the body, or have revulsion for the body.
Right.
So you should go through all the 32 parts. Maybe not the liquid part, just the solid part. Well, if you like to, you can do the 32 part. It's good to study the whole thing. This give you a complete picture of your body.
In that sense, I have kind of contemplated till the solid elements. That is true, and I can only say that I feel calm while I contemplate. So what I mean is, should it have more revulsion, or should it just be a neutral while I contemplate, say, my bones? Or
it depends on what you look at. If you look at the intestines, you might have more revulsion than you will look at the skeleton.
Right. Okay.
So you have to look at all parts, all the organs, not just any one organ. The skeleton, the heart, the lung, the liver, the intestine, and the content inside the intestine. We call new food and old food.
Right.
And then we also think of the liquid containing in the body, like blood and urine and so forth. So you get a more realistic view of the body. The goal is not to be neutral, not to be attracted or to have aversion from it. But usually, when you first contemplate the body part, you will usually have the revulsion for it because you haven't seen it before. But after you look at it more and more, you become acquainted with it, then you should be able to look at it calmly and have no reaction to what you see.
Okay.
But the main goal, there are many reasons for contemplating on the body parts. One is to dispel the attractive part, the attractiveness of the body. Second, you want to see that there's no you, no self in this body. It just contains the 32 body parts. Where are you in this body? You ask yourself. You're the one who investigates the body. Then you can understand that you're just a knower, a thinker that happens to possess this body. So you want to dispel your delusion of thinking of the body as being yourself. Because when you look at it closely, you will not be able to find yourself in the 32 parts. So this is another purpose of contemplating on the body, to see that there's no self in the body. You're not in the body. You're in the mind. You're the thinker, the knower. whatever happens to the body doesn't happen to the thinker, the knower. So they can then stop the mind from reacting negatively when something is wrong with the body. The mind say, "Well, it's not me. What should I get upset, or what should I get worried or anxious? Because it's not me who's getting sick or dying. It's just the body." So this is the purpose of doing body investigation, and also seeing that it is constantly changing from birth to death. It's constantly changing. It's a process that keeps changing. The body keeps changing, growing up, then start to deteriorate, getting old, getting sick, and eventually die. So then when you see these things as it is, then you can then stop your desire for it to be otherwise. If we don't study and this the nature of the body, our delusion will try to make us have this desire for the body to last forever, to live forever, to not get old, to not get sick, and not to die. Should we have this kind of desire, then it can cause us dukkha or suffering or stress when the body becomes old, gets sick or die. Okay.
Okay.
If we see it as being anicca, it is temporary, it's changing from birth to death, then we accept it for what it is, then there will be no suffering when things happen to your body. The reason people suffer because they don't want the body to get old, get sick, or die. Okay.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Next,
you.
we'll go to the two doctors who have studied anatomy before. Can you still remember your anatomy study?
Studying anatomy, yes, cutting up the bodies and everything else. But that time, still, I don't think there is no sensual desires did not go. I think maybe kind of increased maybe at the beginning of my.
That's because you don't think about the inner part.
Yeah, now think about it. It's easy to imagine coming into, even you see a patient or whatever, it's easier to bring it back because we see like all the details of the body in and out.
Yeah.
Starting from the skin to deep into the intestine or the cells.
We all have skeleton sitting here, but we don't see the skeleton at all because it's completely wrapped up by the skin and the flesh.
Skeleton in the cupboard. I have a lot of skeletons in the cupboard.
Sometimes there's a saying called back of bones. The body is the back of bones.
I know. I know what you mean. It's nice seeing all the familiar faces. Happy Vesak to you.
Happy Vesak to you, Ajahn.
Yes. What are you going to do on Vesak Day to be happy? You have to practice.
There are few temples, so they have like Dhamma talks and then also like dana and things like that. So we might pick and go do one of those, and then we do our own meditation.
Yes,
anyway.
we continue the
normal practice.
Maybe more intense, perhaps.
In Thailand, the monastery will practice meditation all night long. On this special day.
Nice. That's so nice. Yeah. Here they don't do that. Yeah.
Sometimes they have a pirit all night.
Right? You can do it
chanting all night.
Or chanting or practicing. Yeah, chanting is mindfulness practice.
Yes. Thanajan, I have a question. Last Friday, I had like one of my relatives who came to see my mother, and he was staying with some friends, and we don't know them, but that couple came over too. So when coming to our place, like, we don't entertain with alcohol, or we don't do that, but they don't know this young couple, so they just brought a bottle of alcohol, but I didn't want to upset them, so I just left it there. But then later I was like really confused, wondering what to do with it. So when the people came to cut the grass, I asked Pial, should we give it? He said, no, don't give it. They're young. So, not young, but, so. But anyway, later, there was this Sri Lankan couple there from a different religion. They pray to be like wine and guilt, like some video.
I think give it a good intention, but heart like a generosity, but then it's alcohol, right? It's not a good thing to give.
It depends on how you look at it. If you think it's poison, what you do? You throw it away.
Just want it.
When you want to give it to people, it's poison. Throw it away.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
put it under the sink.
Yeah, we've done it many times, but I don't know why this time we were busy with my mom, so like we didn't think too much. And then when they came, they were very happy, but later I felt kind of very guilty. So I just wanted to ask you, okay, so it's always better to pour it down.
Maybe surfaces.
But you don't do it in front of them though. You do it after they left.
Yeah, of course.
No, never. We just no.
Yeah, we told them that we don't serve alcohol.
Yeah.
Then
you want to preserve the goodwill.
Oh yes, that's why. Yes. So I just want. Said to be our best person is to ask you. Thank you so much.
Maybe I can use it to disinfect my utensils in my garden.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah. So I have a question about. I think that came up many times about the food. Now, why food is so attractive than any other object? Buddha has talked about the food so much. Like I know, sensual objects are attractive out there, others, but food maybe because it kind of goes through all the 5 or even the 6 sense. You can think about food and you can even salivate, right? So it's just the food has the like you can feel the food, you can smell the food, you can taste the food, you can hear the noise of the food. Is it because it satisfies all 6, like all 5 or 6 senses very quickly at the same time?
I think more than that. It maintains your existence. So you need to eat food.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't eat food, then you die. But if you don't watch YouTube, you don't die.
So it cuts.
So food is more
So
important.
it takes away your pain, hunger.
Yeah, hunger and your existence rely on food, right? Without food, then you will die.
Yeah. So is a number 1. I think they talk one sutta. They talk about 1, 2, 3. 1 is food. All beings are existence. Exist on food. So food came all number 1.
That's right. Food. If you talk about the 4 basic requisites of life, food comes first, then followed by clothing and shelter, and then eventually medicine. But they are all important. But food is the most important because you have to have it every day in order for you to survive.
And we do have the other components of the food, the mental food too, right? You cannot forget. We only think of the food as a physical food, right? But we eat all the time. Our mind is hungry. The thoughts, food of thoughts.
Well, the Buddha said the food for the mind is dana or charity. When you give away things, your mind feel full. You might feel content or happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a proper food. Thank you.
All right, I'll go.
Ajahn, thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'll go to Diana now. in Wales.
Greetings, Tanajan. No questions today, thank you.
Okay, go to Clara. Clara, where are you from?
Good evening, Tanajan. I'm from Singapore, so I'm with Ryan, whom I think you might recognize.
Yes, okay.
So, Tanajan, I guess my question for today is, I was wondering if you could elaborate a bit more on the difference between liking and disliking and having a preference. I think I've read somewhere before that an Arahant can still have a preference for example, like a certain type of food to a different type, but there's no liking and disliking or craving involved. I was wondering if you could explain how that works a little bit more. Thank you, Tanajan.
Like before you become an Arahant, you like hamburgers. After you become an Arahant, you still like hamburgers. But the difference is that you're not attached to whether you have it or not. See, if you're an Arahant, if you don't get a hamburger, you don't feel any different. But if you're still unenlightened, when you pray for a hamburger, and then if you don't get it, then you feel suffering. You have suffering, disappointment, or sadness when you cannot get what you want to eat. But with an Arahant, he knows he likes hamburger, but if there's no hamburger for him to eat, it doesn't matter. He can eat something else.
I see. So it's like you still maintain like
The same, the preferences, everything that you used to like. Smoking, some Arahants do still smoke. Ajahn once smoked cigarettes, but he didn't go buy or look at the cigarette. They come to him. If it's available, he smokes. If there's no cigarette for him to smoke, he won't ask people to buy it for him or anything like that.
I see.
A lot of teachers chew bitter nut, and people think bitter nut is a form of addiction also. But they can with their Arahant, they can chew or they can leave it alone. If they have, they chew. If they don't have, they just don't go look for them.
I see. So it is possible to like something but still not have attachment to it, if I'm understanding correctly.
That's right. If you like coffee, can you take it or leave it anytime? When there's no coffee, do you have to go buy a new bottle of coffee or not? When you run out of your old coffee, can you just say, okay, no coffee, no more coffee, okay? If I want to have any more coffee, someone should give me as a gift or something, then I can have coffee. But if nobody give me coffee, then I won't drink coffee anymore.
Okay, thank you, Tanajan. That was very helpful.
You're not attached to things that you like, you know. You still like and dislike, but you don't react before. You react more with equanimity than anything else.
I see. Yeah, I shall try to cultivate a liking for things without attachment.
You have to use the equanimity. You have to meditate and get into jhana before you can do that. You cannot force yourself to have liking without attachment. You cannot force it. The way to get rid of attachment is to have the fourth jhana.
I shall try my best, Tanajan.
So practice mindfulness and meditation, not the other way around.
Sorry, what do you mean by the other way around?
Like what you said, you try to like and not to be attached to what you like, which is impossible if you don't have equanimity.
I see. Okay, I'll do it the reverse way then.
Yeah, you have to come back and do mindfulness and meditation and have equanimity. Once you have equanimity, then you can then take it or leave it. Things that you like.
Thank you very much, Tanajan.
Okay. How about you, Ryan?
Evening, Tanajan. Got a question on overcoming sloth and torpor. So,
Eating too much can cause you sloth and torpor. So try to reduce your food intake. Eat once a day, for instance. You eat too much already. Your body is overweight. If you want to progress in spiritual path, you have to reduce your physical pleasure now.
Yes.
You cannot have both the physical pleasure with the spiritual advancement.
Is sitting overnight like Nesajik, is it useful for fighting sloth and torpor?
No, because if you're sleepy, you cannot sleep. If you sleep, you'll slouch and you go to sleep anyway. So to fight is either you reduce your food intake or you have to go meditate in a scary place like in a cemetery. Then you won't get sleepy when you're alone at night in the cemetery. Because your mind starts to seeing ghosts all around you.
That'll be an interesting experience.
Yeah, why not try it? Yeah. Or you can go up to Kauchion. Were you here? Did you go up to Kauchion before?
No, not yet. Ajahn, I came to visit, and that was just for one day. And in fact, in about 2 weeks' time, we'll be coming to visit you again, Tan Ajahn. We won't be staying, but we'll just be visiting.
Okay. So this is how you overcome sloth and torpor. Don't eat too much, and try to stay in a scary place.
Okay, Tan Ajahn, I've already cut out dinner, so I'm having 2 meals a day. And
Okay,
because I'm
good.
still working, so my lunch I eat it before 2 p.m. instead of 12 because I'm working until 12 mostly.
Okay, you can adjust a little bit. The time doesn't really important. It's the amount of food you take.
Thank
Okay,
you.
good luck to you.
Happy Vesak Day. We'll see you soon.
Okay, thank you.
Vesak Day, Tan Ajahn.
Okay, Intan from Indonesia.
Good evening, Ajahn. Happy Vesak, Ajahn.
Happy Vesak. In Thai we call Visakha, Visakha Busha.
Oh, Vesakha. Oh,
Visakha.
Vesakha. Oh. Vesakha is in Thai or
In Thai,
in
but
Thai?
it also come from Pali.
Oh.
Visakha.
Thank you, Ajahn. Prajan, is okay for us if like Prajan say in Thai when Vesakha lay person celebrate the Vesakha meditate from night until the morning.
Anybody can do it, whether your mom or lay person.
Oh, okay.
But actually, you should do it every day, not just on Visakha day.
Oh yeah, that is the important thing.
Yeah, but
So
people forget, and they only want to do on
yeah,
Visakha day.
yeah, it is right, Prajan. This is more important.
Yeah,
Practice every day.
every day.
So if we want to practice, we start from today. Tonight we meditate until the morning.
Well, they do it tomorrow on Visakha
tomorrow.
day. Visakha day.
Okay.
And then at Wat Yan there'll be chanting, evening chanting, and then there'll be Dhamma talk, and alternating a Dhamma talk with chanting until about 4 a.m. in the morning.
Chanting until 4 a.m.
Chanting and meditation,
chanting,
and
meditation.
Dhamma talk, listening to Dhamma talk.
Until 4 a.m. So after that, continue for the morning chanting.
Morning chanting. And then after that, then monks will prepare to go on alms round, and lay people will prepare for getting food to give to the monks. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Is that all?
Yes, Rajan.
Okay. I'll go to Lillian now.
Yeah, thank you, Rajan.
Lillian from Bangkok. Where have you been? I'm seeing you around.
I've been around practicing, but I just haven't come into Zoom. I've been going for retreats, but not that many, but maybe I think 3 in the past 2 years. So I think after you go for one, it gets easier to go for another one.
How long does the retreat last?
7 days each.
7 days. Goenka retreat?
I went 2 for Ajahn Anand, and the last one was Ajahn Chayasaro, which was quite interesting.
Okay.
So yeah, I think once you go for one, and it just gets easier to leave and go for another one. So hopefully there'll be more opportunities. But I've been practicing at home too, so it's good. But I just want to say it's good to see that you are well and good, and just want to wish happy Vesak Day as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Same to you.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Sweden Check from Vancouver.
Greetings, Tan Ajahn.
Greetings, Ajahn.
Good morning for you. Good evening for me.
Good evening. Ajahn, do you like hamburgers?
Well, I can't say now, but I'm a monk. I shouldn't be telling people what I like. It's considered not proper for monks. Monks should be able to eat anything. And in Thai, we have a saying: when you give food to monks, you don't ask them what you like. You just give whatever you think.
Oh yeah, that's
whatever you think they like, or whatever you think is good for them. That's all you need to do. But don't ask mom, do you like chicken, fried chicken?
we just give nutritious food to
yeah, don't ask mom when you give food to moms.
only give, you don't
Just
ask.
give whatever you want to give.
Well, what if they are allergic?
Well, it doesn't matter. Monks will just have to cope with whatever food he gets. Sometimes if he cannot eat, then he just fast. He just take that vacation to fast for that day. But usually it's not unusual. There's always something that you can eat. At least you can eat rice and nothing else.
So the monk cannot even cannot say even if they are allergic, or they don't say anything, right, Ajahn? Like whatever.
Usually, no. The tradition is monk usually don't ask for any special food, anything like that. Up to the giver. Monks are beggars. Beggars are not choosers.
No, this is the Buddha's the rule that Buddha came out with.
Yeah, just be content with whatever you get. That's the Buddha's teaching. Santosa. Santosa. Meaning be content, be happy with whatever you get. Don't be choosy. Don't be choosy. I want this, I want that. Because then it will make it difficult for the giver to give. Then you say, you're so choosy, I don't want to give you anything. And sometimes the giver have their own reason for giving a certain type of food. Sometimes they give a certain type of food because they want to give it to the departed ones, the people who die. They know that these people, when they live, they like this type of food. So they want to send this food to the spirit who passed away, the people who passed away.
Okay. By giving to monks?
Yes. The monk is like an intermediary. It's like a messenger.
Would that work, Ajahn?
Would
that work? Like,
well, you cannot send food into the spiritual world. You can send the merit you get from giving.
Yeah, just very.
The spirit cannot eat food. They eat the merit that you
Merit.
get from dana.
Hmm.
But people
Brother-
don't understand. Well,
Oh.
this thing in terms of the physical things.
Oh. So meaning the spirit, they don't have the taste, the sense of taste, and
Oh, they do, but it's a different. It's a different. It's a mental taste. We call mental taste. Like when you sleep, when you sleep, you enter into the spiritual world. And what you do when you're in the spiritual world, you still experience everything like in the physical world, but in a dream-like form. When you dream, when you go to sleep, you dream, right? You dream that you went to have a banquet, went to a party, and you eat this and that type of food. The same way when you're in the spiritual world, when you die, you're in the dream world. And the good karma will create good experiences for you. While the bad karma will create bad experiences, bad dreams for you. That's why it's important to do good karma, not to do bad karma. Because after you die, if you're good or bad karma, they will create the dreams for you. If you have good karma, you have good dreams. If you have bad karma, you have bad dreams.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
understand?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tanajan.
Thank you, Tanajan.
So like when you give dana, you have to you create good karma. Then you can send this good karma to the dead one, the spirit. Then they can use this good karma that you did to create good dreams for them.
Mm.
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 Understand now?
Mm. Yes.
You can send the good karma or the products of your good karma. And this product of the good karma will then be the one that will create good dreams for the spirit.
Oh.
Mm.
Mm.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Dr.
Tanajan.
Roger. Roger, are you back in Hong Kong now?
Yes, Ajahn, I arrived yesterday night. Thank you so much. Happy Visakha. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Only one question is that the background I have is actually the view from the Kuti at the Kochian. But nighttime, I still have this fear. I dare not open the curtain and look out and meditate. So I just chant Buddha Buddha and then fall asleep. I think my samadhi is still not that strong yet.
Yeah. Your mind still creating fantasy about the place, about ghosts and everything.
Yes. I wish to practice more and then be more firm next time I visit again.
Yeah. So when your mind becomes calm, then all this thing that scare you will disappear.
Okay, Ratu. That's all I have today.
Okay.
Thank you.
So try to practice mindfulness. You can do it anywhere, in Hong Kong or in Thailand, wherever you are, you can be mindful.
Yes, thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Next, Dinka. Pinyon. Where are you from, Dinka? Can you unmute your microphone first?
Trying to unmute
Okay,
myself.
okay, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Where are you
Okay,
from?
I am from Canada.
Canada. Toronto?
Yes. Not Toronto, but it's a place close to, well, you wouldn't know, Kamloops. It's in British Columbia.
British Columbia.
It's some 400 kilometers from Vancouver.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is your first time to join us.
Yes, but I've heard many Zoom. I followed you, and so I'm familiar with your meetings.
Good. Can I
It
help
just took
you?
me, sorry?
Can I help you? What can I help you tonight?
Yeah, well, I have a theoretical question that is not, it is not so important for my practice, but it is just when I think about it, it's things are not clear to me, and it is about memory. What is memory? Chitta persists, chitta goes on. And you said only chitta alone, that is to say, just the knowing, but not the content. Now, I would think of memory as a content. So, but if it is a content, then it shouldn't persist. Then how come some people remember their past lives?
Yes, your memory goes with the mind. I didn't say that. You must have misunderstood what I have said.
No, you didn't say anything, but you said the content doesn't remain. So it is me thinking of memory as a content, but it appears that memory is not the content.
No, the mind contains four functions that goes with the mind: feeling, memory, thinking, and the ability to connect to a body, to the essential organs of the body. This goes with the mind. It is the part of the mind. So you can remember things, your past life, through your memory, if you have good memory. In order to access this memory, you have to go deep inside by meditation.
Yes. So that wouldn't be content. What would be the content of chitta?
Your good or bad karma go with you. What you used to do, you will go with you as a habit. If you used to drink, in your next life you go drinking again. If you used to meditate,
yes.
you go and you'll meditate again when you're born into your next life. Just go with you, your habit, your good and bad habit. We call good and bad karma. Your like and dislike also go with you. What you like now, you will like it again in your next life. What you dislike, you will dislike again when you're born in your next life. So this thing go with you. Thing that don't go with you is your body, and everything that you get with your body, like your money, your houses, your relatives and friends. This thing don't go with the mind. Anything physical remain in the physical world. But anything spiritual goes with the mind. Good karma is spiritual, bad karma is spiritual. Liking, disliking is also spiritual. This go with the mind.
Yeah, and how is that not a person?
Well, they are phenomena, but they are our delusion. We create this concept of self. Just a delusional concept. In truth, it's just like rain. Is there self in the rain or not? Is there self in the wind or not? They are phenomena. Thinking is a phenomenon. Liking, disliking is a phenomenon. Everything is a phenomenon. The Buddha said everything is anatta. Everything is phenomenon. No self in anything.
But
No.
what we call the self also refers to phenomena. It is like a bundle of phenomena that we identify with as a person. It's
We
not
call
only
it delusional.
body.
because it's not real. See, the self is not real. The phenomena is real, but the self is not real. There's no self. You just create out of your own your thoughts. It's like a fiction. Okay, you're a writer and you write a story about this person, that person. This is not real. You're creating it with your thoughts. Your thought create this self concept, this self. It's just a creation of the delusion of the mind.
Yes, I do understand that.
Okay. So we don't want to be delusional. So we have to dismiss the self from our consciousness, from our awareness. And in order to do this, we have to meditate until the mind becomes still. When the mind stops thinking, then the self will disappear temporarily. Then you see then you just discover there's just a knowing, but there's no self. A knowing is not a self, it's just a knowing. It's a phenomena. Meditate. Still your mind. Then you'll discover that there's no self when you meditate.
No, and I did have a experience of that when there was no self.
Yeah, when everything is empty, like no self, no thoughts, nothing.
Yes, but when I think about it, then not everything is clear. So this, it was just this thing with memory that wasn't clear, because I would imagine that memory also goes. Everything goes actually when you die, and the knowing as just as a function can stay, but
that's right, a phenomenon.
Yes. But yeah, okay, it's just hard to think about.
Yeah, but the problem is not these things. The problem is how to stop the mind from creating suffering for the mind.
Yeah.
And the suffering is caused by craving, desire. So the goal is to stop cravings and desire in the mind, not to crave for anything. In order for the mind not to crave for anything, you have to make the mind happy. And in order for the mind to be happy, you have to meditate.
Yeah.
Okay. When the mind becomes still and happy, then it doesn't have any craving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Good. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I'll go to Malaysia now. To Penang, Jet Yen So.
ท่านอาจารย์ happy visa yeah to ท่านอาจารย์ and all the members yeah no question ท่านอาจารย์ yeah
Okay. Go to Belinda, Singapore.
Good evening, Tan Ajahn. I'm back in Singapore.
Okay. You feeling better now after your retreat?
Not yet grounded, Tan Ajahn. Gila. Craving.
You have to reduce your craving in order for you to feel better. It's your craving that's causing you to feel bad. Reduce your craving and just live with whatever you have. Be happy with whatever you have. Be thankful for whatever you have. Okay.
Mm.
All right.
Okay, Father.
Go to Sulan, also from Singapore. Hi, Sulan.
Hello, Ajahn. Yeah, how are you?
Good, thank you. And you?
Oh, good to know. Yeah, good. Happy Vesak Day to you. Yeah.
You have any questions?
Oh, yeah. I have a question. Okay. Oh, my father wants to say hello.
Hello, how are you? Okay. Are you happy?
他问你开心吗？
Good. Good.
Yeah.
What do you want to ask?
Oh, yeah. I wanted to ask, like, how should we deal with aversion to wash toilet? Yeah.
Your sound is not very clear. It's hard to hear. Can you repeat again?
Okay. Yeah, I have a question, which is how do we deal with aversion to wash the toilet?
Can you repeat again? Slowly.
How do we deal with aversion to wash toilet?
Just look at the positive side of the toilet. You need it to relieve your suffering. And also think of the thing that goes into the toilet comes from the food on your table, right? They're all food. Look at them as food.
Look at them.
What about when the food is inside your body, you don't have any aversion for it? Like right now, you have a lot of food that's gonna come out eventually, right? And you have no problem with it. So what's wrong with it when it comes out of your body?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Think of it as food, decay food, that's all.
Okay.
Digested food.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
Okay, then you will have no aversion for it.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay.
I think of it that way.
All right. Think of it as food. Okay. Or earth element. Think of it as the earth element.
Oh, I never thought of it that way. Don't
Yeah.
know why I feel the aversion.
Okay. All right. I have to go now to two more questions. We have more questions from Gmail, I guess.
Namaskaran. We have 18 questions altogether this evening. The first 14 questions are from the assistant Gmail. The first question is from Chuck Lee from Malaysia. Question 1. During walking meditation, I still have thoughts coming in. Should I chant Putto or just use left, right to maintain my focus on the steps?
Well, actually, what you need to do is you have to do this before you meditate. You have to keep developing mindfulness, stopping your thought long before you start to meditate. Because if you don't, when you meditate, you will not be able to stop your thoughts.
Question 2. Previously, when thoughts come in during my sitting meditation, I would just chant the mantra and I can calm and stillness. Now I use breathing method and I cannot have stillness. Is this because I just learned this new breathing technique? Which meditation method is suitable for me?
Well, I think when you chant, you are creating more mindfulness than when you watch your breath. So with chanting, it can help you to get to the calm. So it depends on which one you like better. If chanting is good for you, do the chanting. If watching the breath is good for you, watch the breath.
The next question is from Richard. I have read My Way, and I'm also looking for a meditation monastery where I would not be required to go to blessed restaurants with paritas, attend funerals for rich donors, chant in Pali every morning and evening, work endlessly to prepare retreats for lay people, etc. I've been meditating for many years, and I'm willing to go anywhere that teaches the true Dhamma. Every temple I go to plays loud music, and the monks seem more like resort workers with endless chores and do not meditate at all. Is the Dhamma dead now? Can Ajahn suggest anywhere to live?
Well, there are Thai forest monastery, Thai forest tradition monastery. You have to search for it. Search for monastery in the line of Ajahn Man's tradition.
The next question is from Rohini from the UK. I raised my daughter as a single mother, and she's now qualified medical doctor. I couldn't spend more time with her during her growing up because I have to work. But I gave her everything she needed to be successful in her academics. She has no moral conduct and no respect towards me. She will use foul language, shout at me, or kick me. She's now married and has left home. I feel sad and try to meditate, but these events disturb me like a movie. I want to erase this bad movie from my life and devote my life to Dhamma and achieve Sotapanna. Please advise me as an encouragement to continue with my meditation.
The problem is not to erase their experiences, because you cannot erase them. The goal is to learn to understand them and accept them for what they are. So this is the way your daughter is. You have to accept it. This is her nature. Don't expect anything different. The problem with you is you expect her to respect you, to be grateful to you. When she doesn't respect you or be grateful to you, you become sad, unhappy. So if you don't expect anything from her, then you will not be sad or unhappy. So you don't have to erase the experience. All you need to do is to accept and understand the nature of the experience that you are facing. And this is the way it is. Like, try to look at everything like you look at the weather. Sometimes you get rain, sometimes you get storm, and sometimes you get sunshine. You cannot choose. They come and go. You cannot decide for yourself what kind of daughter you're going to have, because your daughter is a natural product. It's a product of nature, and this is the way she is. Just learn to accept it, that's all. Don't expect anything more than what she can give you. Then you will not be sad or unhappy.
The next question is also from Rohini. Is my daughter who treats me badly someone who comes to my life and get revenge from the previous life? Is this her karma and my karma?
Maybe this is a possibility. In your past life, you might did something bad to her. Now she wants to take revenge on you.
And the last question from Rohini is, I have a much older sibling who abused me when I was young. Now my sister has dementia. Her husband has died and her children do not support her. I try my best to follow the teachings of the Buddha, but it's very hard to help my sister because when I see her, all bad memories come to my mind. Am I wrong if I just ignore her and be in solitude and just start meditating?
Well, if you can help her, you're practicing noble practice of having loving kindness and compassion. This is a quality that will enhance your mind or develop your mind, give you more happiness. So you should be thankful that you have come across her, because then it will force you to do something good for yourself by helping her.
The next questions are from Yeti Aprilia. Question 7. During meditation, I saw a gray human figure with no head popping up. What is that? Is that my own defilement?
Can you repeat the question again?
During meditation, I saw a gray human figure with no head popping up. What is that? Is that my own defilement?
It's your mental fabrication. Just ignore it. Just keep focusing on your meditation object. They are distraction. Don't worry about them. They cannot hurt you or harm you.
Question 8. When I fell asleep during meditation,
You just turn off your microphone.
I'm sorry. Question 8. When I fell asleep during meditation, I felt that a human figure was taking over my body. Is it my own defilement? Do I have to worry about it?
Same thing like before. It's your mental fabrication or your defilement. So just use mindfulness, stick with mindfulness, and then this thing will eventually disappear.
Question 9. When I meditated while lying on bed until I fell asleep, I felt some human energy next to me. Are these energy my ancestor or my mom's spirit?
Same thing is your mental fabrication.
The next questions are from Diana from Canada. Anjali from Canada, question 10. How to be more successful to keep 8 precepts while working, like when grocery shopping the stores, plays music there, or when socializing with my 7-year-old child, teaching children's class where songs are being used. Is it okay since I'm not listening on purpose?
Well, usually for people who still have to involve with all kinds of activities, like shopping, working, the Buddha recommends just to keep the 5 precepts. If you want to keep the 8 precepts, you should be on a retreat where you want to concentrate on your meditation practice. Because keeping the 8 precepts while you're still involved with working and shopping and dealing with people is almost impossible to do.
Question 11. When teaching and having playtime for a child's friends, other topics come up from discussions, secular topics rather than the Dhamma. Is this okay?
Can you repeat the question again, please?
When teaching and having playtime for child's friends, other topics come up from discussions, like secular topics rather than Dhamma. Is that okay?
Well, it's okay, I guess. If they don't want to discuss Dhamma, then you just have to let them discuss whatever they like to discuss. But Dhamma will be the best subject to discuss if you can encourage.
Question 12. Why is it happier inside when keeping 8 precepts than keeping only 5 precepts?
Because you are restraining more of your cravings. The craving for sensual pleasure is being curbed because you keep the 8 precepts.
Question 13. For children, they learn Jataka tales and loving kindness. Not sure if my child really understands them and does them properly. What is a good guidance to teach children at home?
Well, teach them to be honest, teach them to be kind, loving kindness. I think this is basically what you should teach. And teach them to behave, to follow the rules.
And the last question from Diana is, we visit a Sri Lankan monastery weekly for dana and do some art for the children. I myself do meditation, but I have overreaction issues which come up out of nowhere. And once I can catch it, I begin to watch my breath. What could be more helpful in terms of thinking and doing to address the moment, to break the cycle of overreaction?
Well, you just have to keep meditating until your mind becomes calmer. The more calm your mind becomes, the less reaction you will have.
The next question is from Meta Wandana from Facebook. Please explain how to use antidotes when one is being mindful of the defilements arising in the mind.
I don't understand the question. Can you explain?
Perhaps what should we use when we realize that the defilement is arising in the mind? What technique should we use?
It means you don't have mindfulness. So you just come back to develop more mindfulness. Either reciting a mantra, watching your breath, or watching. If you're not sitting meditation, then you have to watch what you're doing. Concentrate on what you're doing. Focus on what you're doing. Try to get more mindfulness. Then you can stop or reduce your defilement.
The next question is from Warwi Vina. I would like to ask if Dhammanusati is part of mindfulness and if it can bring me to equanimity. I'm not well progressing on sitting meditation, so I want to start with reading Dhamma Sutra.
But reading Dhamma Sutta can also calm your mind and give you more information about the Buddha's teaching.
The next question is from Chuck May. I have issues with my meditation routine practice. I'm trying hard to restart my meditation practice, but it doesn't seem to be working. May I ask how I can do it? At the moment, I notice I'm still finding excuses to delay meditation practice. I don't know how to do. I'm not sure whether it's the heart or the head that is trying to stop me from meditating, or from my bad karma, or is my bad karma causing this to happen?
Well, sometimes thinking about dying can help you start your practice. Sooner or later, you're gonna die, And if you don't practice now, when you die, you will suffer a lot.
The last question is from Rose Angelina Batista. Ajahn, can you please elaborate the 5 hindrances and the 5 powers to defeat them? Satu, thank you.
Well, the 5 hindrances, like the doubt, if you have doubt in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, it means you don't have enough information about them. So you have to study more about the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. And so eventually, when you study enough, then you will have no doubt in the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. If you have sloth or torpor, it means you eat too much. So you're too comfortable. So you either have to reduce eating or goes to stay in a discomfort place, like a scary place. And this will get rid of your sloth or torpor. If you're angry, then you have to use loving kindness. You have to learn to forgive people when they make you angry. Don't try to take offense or hold a grudge. Forgive them. And if you're restless or agitated, it means you don't have enough mindfulness. So you have to keep practicing mindfulness all the time, not just during your meditation practice. You have to do it all day long, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep, in order to prevent your mind from being restless and agitated. And if you have any sexual desire, then you have to contemplate on the asubha, the unpleasant parts of the body. So this is the 5 hindrances and how to deal with them. Okay.
That is all.
That's all the questions. Yes. Okay. That's about all the time we have also for tonight. Well, thank you very much for your company. I hope this meeting is beneficial for you and can help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you
ขอบ
อา
คุ
จาร
ณ
ย์
เจ้าค่ะ
Sadu.
หลวงพ่อครับ
Good time, Ajahn.
Thank you, Amins. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Good night.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you. Good night. Happy Sabbath.